everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to talk about most talked topic of 2020, that is, no, it's not about coronavirus, it's about National Education Policy 2020. So it is a milestone in the field of Indian education system. So without much delay, let's get into it.
National Education Policy, which is abbreviated as NEP, is approved by the Union Cabinet on July 29, 2020. It has aimed to make several changes in the Indian education system, both in school as well as in the college level. By implementing this policy, it is aimed at making in India a global knowledge superpower by providing high quality education to all. So it aims at to provide not only education to all but high quality education to all. This new policy replaces the previous policy, that is National Policy on Education 1986. So new policy has been introduced after a gap of 34 years. This policy of 1986 mainly focused on issues of access of education to all and equity of education. Later, this policy of 1986 is modified in 1992 to complete the unfinished agenda of previous policy. The major development in the field of education after last policy of 1986 is Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act 2009, which focused on achieving universal elementary education. So with this milestone, new education policy has been introduced in 2020. Now, let's see the main principle of this policy. First one, identifying the unique capability of each student and encouraging him to achieve on it. Next one is flexibility in education. So in new policy, students are free to choose a learning subject or program according to their talent and interest. One more very important point in new policy is there is no hard separation between arts and science or between curricular and extracurricular activities or between vocational and academic stream, because in this policy student is going to have a benefit of all these under a single umbrella called education. Next one is multidisciplinarity and holistic education across the science, social science, humanity, sports, etc. In new policy, use of more than one language in teaching and learning process is promoted. The new policy gives more stress or importance to research as a part of education. In this policy, teachers are considered as a heart of learning process and importance is given to their recruitment, professional development, etc. Now, let's see some of the key proposals of National Education Policy. Let me start with the school education. The NEP proposes to change the school academic structure. You all know in India the academic structure is 10 plus 2. That is, you have to do 10 plus 2 years of schooling. But now it is restructured with 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 format. So, for a child, education starts with 5 years of foundational stage. This foundational stage further subdivided into two parts. 3 years of preschool or Anganawadi, which is followed by classes 1 and 2 in primary school. This will cover the children of age 3 to 8 years. Here the focus of studies will be activity-based learning. Second level is 3 years of preparatory stage, which comprises classes 3 to 5. It will cover the ages of 8 to 11 years. Here the children are introduced to subjects like speaking, reading, writing, physical education, language, arts, science, mathematics. Here the students learn by activity-based and interactive classroom learning. Third stage is 3 years of middle stage. It comprises classes 6 to 8, covering the children between the ages of 11 to 14 years. It will introduce students to the more abstract concept in subjects of mathematics, science, social science, arts and humanities. Vocational education like carpentry, cloth making will be introduced from class 6. Coding will also be introduced from class 6 onwards. This is followed by 4 years of secondary stage. Classes 9 to 8 covering the ages of 14 to 18 years comes under this. It is again subdivided into two parts. Class 9 and 10th covering the first phase, while class 11th and 12th covering the second phase. These 4-year study are meant to inculcate multidisciplinary study with the depth and critical thinking. Here the students are allowed to choose a subject based on their interest. So together it forms 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 academic structure. So the old structure 10 plus 2 is replaced by new school structure, that is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. NEP aims at reducing the curricular load of students and allowing them to be more interdisciplinary. It means, for example, if a student wants to pursue fashion studies with the physics, or if one wants to learn bakery with the chemistry, they will be allowed to do so. So based on their interest, students are allowed to choose their subject. Under this policy, report card at each level will be holistic. Holistic means it provides all information about the student's skill. In 2020 education policy, midday meal scheme will be extended to inculcate breakfast. Thereby, more focus will be given to students' health, particularly mental health. Next is one of the very important change, which is about mother tongue. The policy gives importance to mother tongue and the regional languages because the young children learn and grasp the concept more quickly in their mother tongue. So, NEP insists to use mother tongue as a medium of instruction whenever it is possible until at least grade 5 or till grade 8. Now we'll move on to higher education. NEP also made several changes in the higher education system. The main aim of this policy in higher education is to increase the gross enrollment ratio. Gross enrollment ratio means total enrollment of students to higher education. As per 2018, gross enrollment ratio in higher education is 26.3%. So, NEP aims it to increase gross enrollment ratio from 26.3% to 50% by 2035. To achieve this, it makes several changes in the higher education system. One such change is introducing holistic and multidisciplinary education. So according to NEP, certain aspects of traditional education must be brought back because of their relevance in the 21st century education. So what is the speciality of traditional education then? Traditional education includes different kinds of kalas or arts like singing, painting, occasional fields such as carpentry and cloth making, scientific fields such as mathematics and chemistry, professional fields such as engineering and medicine, soft skills such as communication, discussion, debate, etc. So according to National Policy of Education, higher education should have all this flexibility in education with the specialized or core subject. Under this policy, the undergraduate degree will be of 3 or 4-year duration with the multiple entry or exit option. So, in present education system, imagine someone studying in the 3rd year of engineering has to leave it midway. Then the student find himself out of the education system. But now because of this multiple entry and exit point in the new policy, student can return after a fixed period without repeating first and the second year. This multiple entry and exit will work through the academic bank of credit. They can use the academic credit which is earned by them for their continuity. This academic bank of credit will digitally store the academic credit of a student. So, degree will be awarded by considering the credit that he earned. It is just like having a bank credit score for every account holder. Along with that, multiple exit and entry option in the higher education also provide appropriate certificates. For example, a certificate after completing 1 year of study, a diploma after completing 2 years of study, a bachelor's degree after completing 3 years of program, bachelor's with a research after 4 years if the student completes a research project in their major area of study. It will also have flexibility to offer different designs of master program. For example, there may be 2 years of master program with the second year completely devoted to research for those who have completed 3 years of bachelor program. For a student completed 4 years of bachelor program with the research, there could be 1 year of master program, and there may be an integrated 5-year bachelor and master degree program also. In new policy, to do PhD, it requires either a master degree or 4 years of bachelor degree with the research. As per new policy, the MPhil program shall be discontinued. Anyhow, the existing MPhil students can continue until they complete their degree, but new admissions for the program will not be accepted. One more change is in the regulatory system. The new policy transformed the regulatory system of higher education. Regulation of higher education has been too heavy-handed for so many years. To solve these issues, the regulatory system of higher education will ensure that the distinct functions like regulation, funding, accreditation and academic standard setting will be performed by distinct bodies. These 4 structures will be set up as 4 independent verticals within one umbrella institution called the Higher Education Commission of India, HECI. The first vertical of HECI will be the National Higher Education Regulatory Council, NHERC, to regulate the higher education. The second vertical is National Accreditation Council, NAC, for accreditation. The third vertical is Higher Education Grant Council, HEGC, for funding and financing the universities and college. The fourth vertical is General Education Council, GEC, which will frame the expected learning outcome for higher education program. NEP also covered the field of teacher education. The NEP 2020 puts forward many policy changes when it comes to the teacher and teacher education. To become a teacher, a 4-year of integrated B.Ed, that is Bachelor of Education, will be the minimal degree qualification by 2030, or 2 years of B.Ed for the students who have completed 3 years of degree, or 1 year of B.Ed for the candidate who have received 4-year degree. NEP also aimed to house outstanding education departments that offer B.Ed, M.Ed and PhD degree in education. The teacher recruitment process will also be strengthened and made transparent upon implementing new policy. Anyhow, the implementation of new policy will not happen immediately. The government has set a target of 2040 to implement the entire policy. I hope the implementation of this policy will make a great revolution in the field of education in India. So this is about the key proposal of National Education Policy 2020 in brief. Thank you.